We're going to start today in child's pose. I won't go to child's pose yet, so I can do some more talking here. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. This is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to stop by the tip jar to make contributions, to see the schedule, what classes are offered daily. And for those watching on YouTube later, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. So if you're not already there, make your way to child's pose. Vary it in any way that you like. Big toes together, knees out. If your knees are sensitive, keeping them in closer will probably be better. Sit back towards your heels. Reach your arms forward, let your head come down. And you can vary this in any way that's necessary to make yourself comfortable. So sometimes we don't like to sit down so low. You could put a prop between your butt and the floor or between your butt and the heels so that you're not sitting back quite so low, not bending the knees quite so much. You could also put a prop under your chest like pillows or a bolster. If it doesn't feel good to reach your arms forward, reach your hands back by your feet. If you find that your head doesn't come down to the floor, you can put something under your head, a block, a folded towel, anything at all, your stacked hands. You want your head to rest on something so your neck will disengage and be passive. Bring your attention to your breathing, letting it slow down and get deeper just by focusing on it. Taking in the movements of your breath, how deeper breaths feel when you're in this position. So being folded in half will change how deep you can breathe. It's limiting in that regard. Don't try to force deeper breaths. Just observe what there's room for. Scan your body to take in whatever other sensations are present. Check yourself head to toe. See how everything's feeling this morning. Noting, in particular, anything that doesn't feel so good to you, any stiffness, any soreness that's there. You can think of sending your breath to these trouble spots to help them out, help them open and relax and release. And the mental notes you make now of what's going on will help you during practice to take care of yourself by skipping or modifying anything that you need to. So everything but the breathing is optional. Think of it that way. By modifying, by skipping what you need to, you can each find the practice that's best for you. And this goes for me too. I may change my mind, modify things, speak to what I'm doing to take care of what's going on in my body. If you're in the habit of setting your own personal intention for practice, you can do that now. Over the next few breaths, let that intention finish forming and sinking in. And let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sigh. Inhaling, bring yourself forward and up. Make your way from child's pose to table with your hips above your knees, your shoulders above your wrists. You can add extra padding under your knees. If it bothers your knees to be putting this pressure on them, you might have a folded blanket or towel, or you can just fold the edge of the mat and add a layer like that under each knee, or maybe only one is bothering you. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, bring your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down. Follow your breath. You don't have to breathe at my pace. Maybe the movements get bigger. Maybe the breaths get a little longer. And then just let your body explore. Move around in whatever way your body seems to want. So listening in, feeling out where there's tension, what wants to move and where and how much. And there's no wrong way to explore movement. Think back to when you woke up this morning. You did some stretching. You probably didn't make a plan or think about it very much, maybe not at all. When we wake up, we're in an intuitive space. The thinking part of the brain is still waking up. And the body is guiding that first stretching of the neck. We can bring ourselves back towards that space of intuition, listening to the wisdom of the body, feeling into its needs instead of thinking through them. Over the next few breaths, wrap up your explorations. And let's meet back at table. Let's take some twisting from here. It's a spinal twist that starts at the waist and brings us into an arm extension. We'll go to the right first. So it starts out small and gets bigger. Inhaling, twist through your lower back, middle back, upper back. Reach your right arm out and up. Look up towards your hand. Exhale, come down, reach across your body behind the other arm. And let's do that 2 more times. Big inhale. Reach up and look up. Exhale, come down, thread the needle, reach across. Once more, maybe it's bigger each time. And then nice and gently, take your time to let your right shoulder down to the floor and the right side of your head. If your head doesn't quite come down to the floor, shift your hips forward until it does. Now, depending on how you're feeling, that might be plenty to do. You could stay just like this and breathe there. If you want to explore more, you can reach back with your left foot, press into the ball of your foot like this. If you feel jazzy or adventurous, you might pick that foot up and reach back in the air. This can lead to tipping over. You could roll to the right and land on your back. You could also try bringing this foot over here, left foot by the right hand, sometimes in the right hand, depending on the length of your limbs. You could skip all that and keep that knee on the ground like the other one. You could explore with your left arm too if you want. You can reach up, point at the ceiling, and like a weather vane or an owl turning your head, you can turn your arm back and forth, exploring the ball and socket joint of the shoulder. You can also bend your elbow, bring the back of your hand to your back. Or you could skip all that, keep that hand on the floor. You can explore the arm extension and movement without the leg or the leg without the arm. Explore both or skip both. How many options is that? I don't know, plenty. If you moved your left hand, bring it back. We'll just slowly rewind everything here. If you moved your left leg, bring it back so both knees are planted. Press into the left hand. Big inhale, open up and reach up and look up. Exhale, bring your hand down. Take 3 or 4 breaths of cow and cat pose again. Inhale, heart forward, head and tailbone up. Exhale, heart up, head and tailbone come down. And leaning back at table, we'll twist to the left now, same sequence. Inhaling, twist through the lower back, middle back, upper back, reach your left arm out and up. Exhale, come down, reach across, and we do it 2 more times before we lower down and maybe explore arm extension, leg extension, half bind. Gently come on down, take your time. And then choose your adventure. You could press the ball of your right foot against the floor, extend the leg, or reach back in the air, or bring the right foot towards the left hand. You could keep your right hand where it is planted, or reach up, explore rotation, and or our half bind. If you have moved your right hand, bring it back to the floor. Press against it to stabilize. If you've moved your right leg, bring it back to center and draw your knee down. Big inhale, open up, reach out, look up. Exhale, come down, back to table. Take a few cow and cat breaths. And then we'll start to stand to come to a forward fold. And you might use blocks for this transition. Having blocks under your hands here will give you more room to move your leg. You step your left foot up between your hands, and it's okay if it takes more than 1 step. Step your right foot up next to it, hang out in your forward fold. You might keep blocks under your hands for support. Bend your knees a little or a lot, maybe one at a time. Sway back and forth. Maybe your hands are hanging in the air, maybe they drag on the ground, kind of finger painting. Maybe you like to hold on to your elbows. A lot of people like that. You can also clasp your hands at the base of your skull and let the weight of your arms give you some neck traction, lengthen the neck. If your hands are doing something else, let them hang down again. Slowly shake your head no. And nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway, press your hands to your shins. Feel the crown of your head move forward away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll to standing, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands down at your sides. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back, let it down. and your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out to the sides. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug, or take eagle arms if that's in your practice. If you take eagle, reach your elbows and hands up and forward. Inhale, open up. As you exhale, cross the opposite way. Inhale, open up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms up, reach your palms up, look up at those hands, lift up your heart. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, bend to the left, feeling for length through both arms. Inhale, come up through center. As you exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. On an exhale, slowly lower all the way down. How slow and you go. There is strength in that slowness. Pressing into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest to whatever height feels right in your lower back each time we do this. So maybe it's way down here. It can be anywhere in this range. Exhaling, rock back and up to downward facing dog and pedal your feet up and down. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to your plank. On an exhale, lower halfway or all the way again. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale to rock back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. Exhaling, lower. Inhaling, open your heart. Exhale, back and up. Take 3 cleansing breaths and make your way to child's pose. Just as with the first child's pose where we started, you can vary it in any way that suits you. Listen to your body. Check in with your breathing. Inhale, come forward and up to table. Step your right foot up between your hands. You can use blocks here. And we're gonna do a sequence with a straddle fold, which most people use blocks for, maybe you don't. We're gonna come from this low lunge to a runner's lunge. Curl the left toes under, press into your foot, lift your knee. There's runner's lunge. Now what we're gonna do is walk our hands 90 degrees to the left. And if you have blocks, take the blocks with you. Let your feet pivot. Keep some degree of bend in your knees. Let your toes point out and your heels point in. Let your neck disengage, let your head hang. So this is called straddle fold. And we're going to explore this just to see what degree of opening and stretching the back of the body wants here, not forcing anything. So if you have blocks, you might tip them to a lower setting. Mine are already on the lowest. And if it's reachable for you, you could bring your hands right to the floor. Only if it's comfortable, only if it's accessible. Make sure to keep some bend in your knees as you explore. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you walk your hands in closer. Many of us like to turn the hands around 180 degrees so the fingers point back. It's a deep stretch in the forearms and the wrists. And if you want to, you could keep walking back further, whether or not you turn your hands around. If you don't turn them around, you can't go back quite as far, but do what's right for you. How much stretching does the back of your body want here? You can find the sweet spot and relax there, or you can keep reaching back and make it a more active exploration. If you, pardon me, start to walk your hands forward. If you turn them around, turn them forward again. I got 2 lines ahead of myself. Keep walking your hands forward. So we'll explore some twisting. Bring your left hand right below your face. Lean into that hand, still keeping the knees soft. Inhale, reach your right arm out and up and look up towards your hand. And we'll go the other way. Exhaling, bring that hand down, plant it below your face. Inhale, reach the left arm out and up. Look up towards that hand. Exhale, bring your hand down. I'm going to grab the blocks again to go back to straddle fold. You decide how you use your blocks, if you use your blocks. And we're going to go back to the runner's lunge where we started. Walking the blocks 90 degrees over here, runner's lunge. And we're going to do the same thing going the other way. So to switch legs, you can either step back to down dog or step forward to forward fold. So we'll all meet here in runner's lunge, now with the left foot forward. And then we're going to pivot 90 degrees to the right. Spin the right heel down, keep the knees soft, let the toes point down. and you decide what to do with your blocks. I'm setting mine aside, maybe you keep yours. Let your head hang. Walk your hands back. If you like, turn them around. Just go back as far as you want. How much exploration, how much stretching feels beneficial in your body this time? It's likely easier than the first one, but maybe not. Maybe you can't tell. That's okay too. Start to bring your hands forward. And if you rotated them, rotate forward again. Keep coming forward. Bring your right hand below your face, lean into it. Inhale, reach your left arm out and up and look up towards your hand. Exhale to bring that hand down and lean into it. Inhaling, reach your right arm out and up, look up towards your hand. Exhale, bring your hand down. Grab your blocks if you like. We're going to return to the runner's lunge where we were before this straddle fold, pivoting to the left, walking the blocks, the hands over. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, and you can keep the blocks if you like to do that. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to play with some standing balancing. Explore standing on one leg. And if you like to do that standing near the wall or a nice sturdy piece of furniture, you can do that. Step over by your preferred support. With your hands at your heart, set your eyes on a fixed point at about eye level, and shift your weight from one leg to the other, keeping your feet planted. Bring the weight into your left leg. Don't lock that knee. Take your time to raise the right knee. Like opening a door, bring your knee out to the side. And then you're going to bring your right foot to your left leg. So you can plant the ball of your foot, rest your heel on your ankle. Or you can bring the sole of your foot to your calf or to your thigh. You want to avoid pressing sideways on that left knee. Right knee should keep tracking out to the side, whichever height your right foot is at. You can keep your hands here pressing into center line for steadiness, or explore other shapes, explore whatever degree of movement speaks to you today. You can start over anytime. Maybe you fall, maybe you decide to take a break. Sometimes we come out one way, sometimes we come out another. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart. Pivot your knee forward, let your foot down, shake your left leg and anything else you want to shake. And when you're ready, bringing your hands back to your heart, Reset your eyes, shift side to side to reset your hips, reground your feet. Whenever you're ready, bring the weight to your right leg. Lift your left knee. Open the gate of your hip. Bring your foot to the opposite leg. Explore whatever arm expressions calling you here. If your hands are doing something else, bring them to your heart. Pivot your knee forward, let your foot down, and shake things out. Come down and have a seat. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Allow your knees to bend if they want to bend here. As you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. As you exhale, think of lowering down. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit up. Use your arms to nudge your legs apart. Using your arms to help your legs bend the left leg and bring the foot to the right leg like tree pose. Pivot your torso, aim your sternum at your right foot, and flex your right foot towards you. Inhale, reach out and up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your right leg. Take a couple breaths. Reach your right arm out to the side, turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb to point at the floor. Reach the back of your hand towards your right hip and peel that left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Point your thumb up. Reach your arm up alongside your ear. Reach your left hand overhead towards your right hand. Allow your head to hang out wherever your neck is comfortable. Reach up, back out to the left, and swing that arm across. Bring your left hand to your right hand. Reach your right arm to the side, turn your head to the right. Point your thumb down, reach towards your left hip, feel your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, turn your thumb up, bring your right hand back to your left hand. Walk the hands up the front of your leg and sit up. Remember to use your arms to help your legs. Extend the left and bend the right, bring the foot across. Pivot your torso, flex your left foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Reach your right arm to the side, turn your head to the right. I know we just did this, but it'll feel different with the different leg configuration. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your left hip again, draw your right shoulder back again. Extend your arm. Turn your thumb up. Reach your arm up alongside your ear. Right hand coming overhead towards your left hand. Reach up and out to the right again. And sweep your arm across. Bring your right hand to your left hand. Reach your left arm out. Turn your head to the left. Point your thumb towards the floor. Reach towards your right hip. Draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Turn your thumb up. Bring your left hand back to your right hand. Walk your hands up your leg and sit up. Extend the right leg, not all the way, and then bend the left. Bring the soles of your feet together. Leave a big space between your heels and your pelvis. Reach over or under your ankles and walk your hands forward on the mat. Let your neck release, let your head hang, breathe into your back. Walk your hands back, sit up. Keeping the soles of your feet together, bring them in as close as you can. Interlace your fingers, hold your toes between your hands, wriggle on your seat, bring the bones in your seat closer to the floor to tilt your pelvis forward and open the front of your hips. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, Folding slowly forward with a long spine. Maybe your elbows press down to the insides of your legs and let your hips open more. Wherever the long spine stops lowering, then let your head lower, let your neck relax, breathe into your hips. Inhale slowly, sit up. Bring your hands to your knees, let your arms lift your knees towards each other. Bring your hands behind you out by the edges of the mat, maybe past the edges of the mat. Bring your feet out by the edges of the mat. Let your knees go down to the left, turn your head to the right. Knees to the right, head to the left. Just gently exploring the space of the hips. Not worrying about how far the legs go. Bring your feet in about hip distance apart. Lower onto your forearms, gently down onto your back. Setting up for bridge pose. Lying on your back with your heels in as close as they'll go, without straining, of course. If you want, you can put a block between your knees on the middle position as a spacer, so your knees are about hip width apart. Pressing into the soles of your feet, inhale to lift your hips up. If you'd like a deeper heart opener, wriggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Clasp your hands under you, reach your knuckles towards your heels, drawing your shoulder blades in. Closer, lifting your heart. If you're taking that bind with your hands, release them. Exhale, slowly lower down. Float up and down. Explore bridge at your own pace for a minute. Challenging yourself as much as you like. And let's take supported bridge, pausing at the top of that movement. Place a block or some other support between your sacrum and the floor, and down to rest on your prop. Let that prop do the work, let your body release against the support. It can be helpful to think of your breath moving through the prop that's holding you up. The power of your mind is pretty neat. We know the mechanics of our breath and the anatomy of breathing, and we know that the air doesn't move through the sacrum. But imagining that it does helps the body trust the support that's holding it up. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift your hips way up again. Remove the prop that's holding you up. Slowly lower down. After you land, pause for a couple of breaths. And let's move those props well out of the way. Draw your knees towards your chest, hug your knees. Rock and roll, massage your back against the floor. And let's take an energizing twist. Plant your right foot, cross your left ankle above your right knee. Reach your arms out to the sides. Feel your shoulder blades pressed against the floor, keeping your shoulders grounded. Let your legs fall to the right and turn your head to the left. Slowly bring everything back up through center. Cross your legs the opposite way and twist the opposite way. Gently bring everything back to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees in. Reach your feet up. Reach your hands up, grab your legs or your feet, play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. If you'd rather invert in some other way than happy baby, you can of course do so. Invert just as long as you like. When you feel complete, make your way to Shavasana. Maybe just focus on your breath or reflect on the intention you had for your practice today. Or just let your mind disengage. Start to find some deeper breaths. Invite your body to Begin moving around bit by bit. Letting your movements gradually grow bigger and bigger. Take your time, moving mindfully, savoring the relaxed state. When you're ready, you can gently sit up. Bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing practice today. The light within me sees and honors that same light within each of you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.